Hi. Welcome to our podcast. I'm Sifa.
And I'm Risma, and we will be going to discuss about the same-sex marriage still, because our previous meeting in CPR class was talking about the same-sex marriage, which uh, discussed a lot about its pros and cons. So, Sifa, what do you think?
Oh, okay. Based on our discussion last week and also some articles we read actually same sex marriage or couples is a happening issue related to the mental health problems. Actually, our presentation provide our statement that contra this issue, right? Okay. Our presentation talk about the same-sex couple doesn't get married in the church because it is the holy place for Christian and all religion consider same-sex marriage sinful, right?
Right.
Okay, for mental health problems, it exactly appear because same-sex couple have an orientation deviation. They are interested with the same sex and against the natural sense of human that women have a relationship with a man and a man with a woman actually. And also our friend mentioned the mental health of children adopted by same-sex couple. In this case, some friends statements that same-sex couple teach their children very well, but in the fact that maybe they don't teach their children to be gay or lesbian directly, but indirectly. The children see what the same sex parents do in the house and probably affect the sexual orientation of the children, and it will cause decrease the population of the human in the future. Okay, what do you think, Risma, about same-sex marriage or couples?
I think mostly what we were talking about in our discussion previously is about um, a mental illness that the same couple has. I think it's not necessarily a mental illness. People tend to think that people who disagree think that it's a mental illness, but for same-sex marriage couple, LGBT community, they think that it's not a mental illness. It's just the way they are. So I feel like all of the examples that our friends give, whether it's agreement or disagreement, I think it still need to be discussed. But actually, I have something that I will that I will add to make our statement to get stronger, is that when I was kid, I used to love rainbow color. you know do you like rainbow colors, Siva?
Yes,
Yes, yeah, you like, it's the best combination of color, right? So I think when I was kid, my shirt, my t-shirt, have this rainbow color, but I can't imagine if I wear that kind of t-shirt right now, in uh, these days, because whenever people use something that is rainbow, people will assume that they're one of the LGBT community, or they are agree with the idea of LGBT community. But I think, like, they unconsciously, the LGBT community is so huge, and influence the change of rainbow color itself, and it makes people think that whatever that is rainbow is always related to LGBT community. But actually, it's not. Rainbow is like color, and it means something that is rainbow and combination and fun. It's not always about um, you know, LGBT community. This is the problem. It's that the LGBT community cause, and that they influence something that is not supposed to be influenced. You know, like colors and everything that is rainbow. You know, it's a ruin because of that. And also, I think this issue is already been discussed by a lot of people, but it seems like it's not a big deal. But I think it is a big deal. So, what do you think, Sifa? Do you think this the change of and how LGBT community influence the color rainbow bother you?
Yes, it's really bother me because as we know, when we child, when we childhood, we know the rainbow color as a fun color to be unhappy color, and yep, if I wear the rainbow color,
Exactly. People
yeah,
will immediately assume that you are one of those people who are
yep,
LGBT. And
or maybe
yes,
assume I
yes,
as a lesbian.
and also, this issue, the latest issue that happened is that the FIFA World Cup, the World Cup football. Yes,
Yes.
it's being held in Qatar, which is a Islam country, Muslim country,
Yep.
and LGBT community are restricted to come to Qatar to see the football, because Qatar is obviously a Muslim country, and they were mad about it. And I think it's a very, very interesting to talk about is that LGBT community people seems to think by restricting them from coming to Qatar is part uh, of disobeying the human rights. What do you think, Sifa?
Okay, Risma. I think LGBT community needs to stop trying to force everyone to accept them, especially that Qatar is a Muslim country, and by being in their country will make Qatar breaks their own rules.
Yes, Qatar has their own rules and set their own rules by letting LGBT community to come to their country. It means that they breaks their own rules. So, bottom line, I think the conclusion of this all of all of this is that LGBT community need to stop trying to make everything about themselves, because obviously not, because not everybody can accept them, and just very aggressive movement that they have created this year, especially when it's time for people to have fun and enjoy football. It seems like they are trying to break that apart. So I think yes, they need to stop trying to make everything about themselves. Yes.
Yep,
So
I agree with you.
yes, that's all about our podcast. And how do we end this, Sifa?
Just like saying goodbye.
Okay.
And see you on my next podcast, maybe.
Yes, maybe if we feel like making one again. But anyway, that's all about our statement regarding to same-sex marriage and its a disagreement and agreement that we have discussed previously. Okay, bye.
Okay, see you.